Street Fighter 6 has landed, and as always, I am the last to show off this amazing product, but I'm here anyway to show off the lovely Chun-Li and Jamie, Ryu and Luke, and I even got sent by UVS a Jamie Playmat. Look at this box. I'm going to start off with the Playmat. I mean, I usually start with the Playmat, but I'm going to start with the Playmat anyway because look at this box. This is an absolute massive change compared to the usual Playmats we get. Now, personally, I kind of like this design. You got the black box, but we've got the sleeve. I've noticed myself with how much humidity there is in the UK. If I leave them sealed inside this box, this starts to warp. You might be able to see it in the lighting here. It starts to warp. It starts to get go a little bit weird, and it does become a bit more of a struggle to get it on and off, as you can kind of tell. So I do like this change. I also like the fact that this is smaller, easy, more compact, easier to stack, easier to carry, easier to store for shops, but not any different in terms of size of playmat. Thank you, Mechagodzilla, for being my example. So we have the Jamie Playmat. Jamie was the alt art that we got to show off, so I'm very excited to take a look at this Playmat. And I've heard from other content creators that there's a huge change to this Playmat compared to previous Playmats, and I can instantly feel it. Oh, that's so good. So, one of the biggest issues I've had with Playmats, other people have had with Playmats, is the fraying edges of the Playmats. And what we have now instead, we have stitched edging. The Playmats now have stitched edging, meaning that we get reduced fraying, we get reduced peeling of the sides, and it's just going to make a much higher quality, long-lasting Playmat. Now for the art, we have the Jamie character art pose captured beautifully in this mat. This is such a good mat. You can see the ripples in the abs. The way that the flow kind of goes in the ripples of the outfit. Oh, this is so cool. The motion, the blood spatter, I mean, that he's just hit. This is so very cool. I absolutely love this mat. Usually I do like giveaways and stuff like this, but I'm gonna have to keep this mat. I'm sorry. This is just such a hype mat. I am 100% keeping on this mat. And the stitch edging creates this kind of frame around the edge, and oh, I really like this. UVS and Capcom have done a great job with this product. I absolutely love this Playmat. Now let's talk about another change that we get. A brand new book. This brand new book is longer. Usually when you go for the book, you just get to look at your cat. Usually when you get the book, you're just looking. Usually when you get the book, you're just looking at your collection, how many of each come in the deck, what you're missing, and then also you get to take a look at the alt arts and then you get to take a look at the alt arts and what alt arts you're missing. However, the new one comes with something very cool. Comes with a UGN advertisement at the beginning, showing that you can earn rewards, get exclusive access, and support your local store. How to get started, and then we have a learn to play and quick start guide. This is what we usually had, but now it comes with something a little bit extra. Quick synopsis on how to play the game. Your turn sequence, your combat phase, end phase, playing cards, making checks, attack sequencing, block sequencing, and then a brief FAQ with also a nice diagram of how to block, breaking the maps of how to block. So meaning that you're not just picking this up, getting your collector's guide, getting your cards. It's a quick overlay of the very basics of how to play these decks. This is very cool, very good to see this kind of thing in there, and allows people to start playing these decks immediately without having to use other resources, without having to go online, without having to watch videos, how to play these decks almost immediately. Yes, there'll be a couple of things that you need to pick up on, but it's still a solid idea, and I'm very happy to see it in there. Let's move on. Let's start off with Ryu and Luke. So they have actually changed this. This used to be a flip pocket, and now it's more of a lined pull system. So I can't do my usual trick of getting into the box here and then sealing it back up without damaging it, but I can still do that on the bottom. Each deck comes with a 60 card deck, including 2 characters, an all foil 6 card booster pack, and the collector's book, which now has the learn to play, as well as the collection of what you need to have a master set of everything. This is the 11th product released by Universus for Street Fighter, so they've kind of gone all out a little bit here. So let's start off with cracking this Street Fighter collector's pack. So let's move over to the collector's camera. Okay, let's open up, give a little flip, back to the front. We have a falling crane, a back shaver, and endlessly doting, aggressive buff forearms, hates lectures, and a Chun-Li martial arts master all art character by the absolutely amazing Gonzo Man. I love this one so much. The neck doesn't look as protruding as it does on the regular art, and Chun-Li just looks so amazing here. That is an absolute beast to get from the first pack of the first one. There we go. We got a Chun-Li martial arts master, 6 hand size, 31 health, brawler. Once per turn, clear 1 kick from your card pool, ready 1 foundation, and your attack gets +2 speed. Response: after your attack is completely blocked, your rival freezes 1 committed foundation. And we're not even opening the Chun-Li one yet, so we're gonna have to wait to see the rest of her kit. But do stick around for that then. So now let's take a look at Ryu and Luke. I start off with Ryu and Luke because Luke is voiced by Alex Lee. Alex Lee is the voice actor of Sun Jing-Woo, Gigi from Dandadan, and Zenitsu from Demon Slayer. He is a very prolific voice actor and has been so heavily featured in so many IPs that we are doing this year that I wanted to start off with that one there, and it paid off. We got the Chun-Li martial arts master right out of the gate. Let's go. The 2 characters you get in this deck are Luke Sullivan, Gym Coach, and Ryu World Warrior. The 6 hand size, 32 health with enhanced tenacious. Your non-tech non-weapon attack is +2 damage. Response: commit. After an attack is completely blocked, draw 3 cards, add 1 card from your hand to the top of your deck. This is a very cool, very powerful ability that allows you to secure your next check, either offensively or defensively. And then we have Luke Sullivan, 6 hand size, 30 health, brawler with enhanced. This attack gets +2. Then if this attack speed is 5, it gets +2 speed or +2 damage. And response: once per turn, after an attack is completely blocked, look at the top card of your deck, you may discard it. So we're looking at lots of things, we're looking at quite aggressive strategy. So the 60 card deck comes with 4 actions, which is Burnout. Burnout is a 0 diff 4 cost 1 mid block with the infinity symbol. With 2 abilities: enhance, your attack gets +2 damage. Response: drive, meaning you can pay a momentum. That is an attack that has already dealt damage or a card that has been added to your momentum. Or commit 1 foundation on your stage to pay for the drive ability. And then after you play this attack, your rival commits 1 foundation in their stage. So it acts as like an instant stun 1 for the cost of 1 foundation or momentum. Or it gives you attack +2 damage. Then we have the attack package. So we have our ultra rare attacks in Pale Rider. 5 difficulty, 2 mid block, 4 speed, 5 damage with the all attuned, so it can go into any character who has the all symbol, with 2 abilities. That is an Echo, Fury, Punch, Slam, with 1 Blitz ability on the Drive 1. Drive 1, you may clear 1 other card from your card pool rather than spend momentum to pay the cost of this attack's Echo. So being able to clear another card from your card pool to pay for Echo means that you're playing this on less progressive, but it doesn't mean you have to play this in the minimum of a 6 unless you have cards that don't count towards progressive. It's a 4 low for 5 and a very cool card. Then we have, they love to give me these names, Shin Hashogekai, a 5 diff, 1 mid block, 6 mid for 4 with a free control, fire attuned, powerful free charge Fury Slam that has 1 response. After this attack receives a damage bonus of 2 or greater, your rival commits a foundation. So if you use the powerful ability on this, your rival has to commit a card in the stage. Very powerful ability. And if you're using this with, say, Luke, if you can keep giving a buff of 2 or greater, you can keep getting more committals that aren't stun. A very cool ability. Let's move on to the rare attacks. We have the Avenger Impaler, a 3 difficulty, 3 control, 2 low block, 4 low for 2, charge, kick, drive 1. If this attack is not blocked, draw 2 cards and then discard 1 card. Then we have the Hashogekai, 4 difficulty, 3 control, 4 mid for 4, 1 mid block, fire attuned, Fury Slam with response. After this attack deals damage, add 1 card from your hand to your momentum. Drive 1. After this attack resolves, add 1 card from your stage to the top of your deck. So that's very interesting because unless you have a form to draw, you could be stacking attacks, which would be very good for, say, Devil Jin or other aspects. So it could be very interesting to see how this can be utilized to pull off even more. Then we have Rising Uppercut. Rising Uppercut is one of these new attacks that everyone is excited for. It is a 4 difficulty, 0 high block, 4 high for 4 punch, all attuned, free control that says when you try to block a non-ranged attack with this card, reduce that attack speed to 4. So you're just always blocking this on a 4 plus progressive because you just get to reduce the speed to 4. Response, drive 1. So again, you pay 1 momentum or a card from your stage. You may put, after you completely block an attack with this card, try to play this card as an attack after it resolves. So after your opponent's attack is finished resolving, you get to play this attack before your opponents get to play another form. Or if it's in your turn, you just get to play as you normally would. But it means that you're turning your block into an advantageous position. You're getting a lot of value for your block, especially when this is already such a powerful block. This is very cool. Then we move on to our uncommon attacks. We have the Crouching Medium Kick, 4 low, 4 damage, kick, 3 control, 1 low block with response. After this attack deals damage, your next attack gets plus 3 damage. A very cool attack that basically says you need to block me or else the next thing I play is going to become very hard to deal with. If you put this into Luke, it becomes a 7/7 that is going to say you need to answer this or my next one is going to be harder to deal with and coming at you even harder. Luke's Leg Sweep is our next uncommon, 5 difficulty, 2 high block, 2 low for 7, free control, EX2 response. After you play this attack's EX ability, add the top card of your deck to your momentum. So it's a free EX ability if you have momentum because you just get to stack the next one. And if you can play this ability, if you can play this EX ability once in Luke, you get it to 4 speed. You use Luke's ability, it goes to a 5. It then jumps up to a 7. This is an absolutely solid beast. Sandblast is our second to last attack in the uncommon section. A 4 difficulty, 6 mid for 2. Ranged, fire attuned, free control. If your rival has not taken damage this turn, commit 1 rival foundation with a difficulty 1 or less. Choice committal is always very powerful. It has to be 1 or less, but you are able to just take something you don't want to stop you or just make your attack harder to block. The last one is Solar Plexus Strike, a 5 difficulty, 2 low, 4 mid for 5. Response: after this attack deals damage, choose one card in your rival's discard pile, add it to the top of their deck with stun 1 all attuned. Very cool card, very cool attack lineup package. You can see it's kind of, the attack lineup is designed to take your opponent off their footing. It is a very linear, very simplistic attack package that basically says you need to be blocking everything I'm doing, or something is going to make my next one worse, or you can take this one and hope you can block my next one, which is going to be coming at you with some serious damage. It's very interesting, it's very cool to see. What I'm very surprised not to be seeing is an asset. Challenges fall in the mid-range of what you should be doing as a new player. As a new player, once you've had your start deck, once you've learned the basics of the game and you know what your foundations and your attacks do, you come to the Challenger series, and Challengers have always had assets and actions because then you're more aware of every single card type. But this doesn't have a backup, it doesn't have an asset. It is very linear for the deck. Don't get me wrong, it's a great choice for the deck. This is an aggressive deck that wants to be punching, it wants to be dealing damage. It doesn't want to go, oh, I have a green card in my hand, I don't need green, the deck just needs to be hitting. But as an onboarding product, as a new player experience, not being exposed to the green cards, not being exposed to the pink cards as soon as you can, puts you at a disadvantage. It's very, very interesting. The closest we get to having the card types mentioned in here is when we talk about assets and backups here, but with no explanation as to what they are. So players are having to do additional work to learn to play the game. I'm not a fan of that, but for the deck as it is, to make it more linear, to make it more controlled, it makes sense. This deck is kind of just more punchy, aggressive, and hopefully we'll see that kind of continue into the foundations. So let's take a look at our foundations. Let's start off with our ultra rare foundation, the Unending Path, a 3 difficulty, 2 low, 5 all attuned. Once per turn, after an attack is blocked, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, add any number of them to your discard pile. If your opponent has 10 or more foundations, draw 1 card. So this allows you to essentially get bad checks off the top of your deck, check what's in there, fill up your discard a little bit more, and if your opponent has, in the later game, you get to just draw a little bit more power behind you. It doesn't appear as though we have any rare foundations. Let's move straight into the uncommon. It doesn't appear as though we have any rares or uncommon foundations. They're all commons or the one ultra rare. And so let's have a look at Battle Holds the Answer. 2 difficulty, 3 mid block, 6 control, all attuned with enhanced tenacious, which means it can be played whilst it is committed in your stage. Add this card to the top of your deck. So while it's committed, you may put it on top of your deck, which means you know as your next check you're going to be checking a 6, and the fact that you can play as committed means late in the turn, or if you need to check a 6 to survive an attack, you go, okay, I'm going down resources on my next turn, but I need to survive to my next turn. Get the 6, check the 6, survive to my next turn. Beautiful. Love a bit of synergy, and it's something that all kind of needs. Endless Doting. Endless Doting is a 2 difficulty, 3 high block with commit. This non-throw attack gets +2 speed, and if it deals damage, ready this card. So you can't use it for throws, but you can keep cycling additional speed. Excessively Buff Forearms is a 1 diff, 3 high block, 5 control, all attuned. With flip, this attack gets +2 damage. Fist of Ages. This attack gets Fist of Ages is a 2 diff, 2 high block, 5 control, fire attuned. This attack gets +1 speed, +1 damage. Flip. Commit, this attack gets +1 speed, +1 damage. Tenacious. Flip this card. This attack gets +1 speed, +1 damage. Now, all the cards you're going to see in here are either all or fire attuned. We're not going to see any void or earth cards because of the attunement aspect of it. So if there was any void attuned cards in here, the deck wouldn't be legal for Luke to play. And if we saw any earth cards, it wouldn't be legal for Ryu to play. My fist solved my problems. A 1 difficulty, 5 control, 3 mid block with a response flip after an attack has been played. Change its speed to 4. Next, we have one of my favorite cards in here. Not Now I'm Gaming. 1 difficulty, 3 low block, 4 control, response check a 7. After this attack is played, add it to its opponent's hand. So you commit, check a 7 and flip, and then you tell your opponent to take that attack they've just played and put it back into their hand on the all symbol. There's some great ways you can synergize this, and because this just says check a7, it doesn't say, because it says check a7, you can use things like Sean Gilmore and other check hackers to kind of increase the validity that you're going to increase what that check's going to be. Then we have Strength Indulgence, a 1 difficulty, 3 low block, 5 control, Tenacious flip. After you commit this card to pay a drive cost, ready it. So if you commit it to pay for Rising Uppercut, the one that allows us to attack our opponent's turn, you then get to ready it back up, meaning that you are able to have this ready for defense, and you are then also able to pay it to pass the check, because when you use things like Rising Uppercut, you pay the cost, then it'll ready itself back up, and because you aren't checking to play Rising Uppercut until the attack is resolved, you've got that window to get this ready back up. You're not immediately making the check. The last card in this deck is the Vagrant Truth Seeker. 1 difficulty, 2 mid block, 5 control, all attuned. Drive 1. After you play this card as a block, change its block zone. So you can change this to match any block zone. You can turn this into an omni block, go for that kind of complete block, or if you want to be a bit cheeky, you can turn it into a half block and see if you can utilize any kind of abilities there. Just because you can fully block doesn't mean you always should fully block. Sometimes there are ways you can get around, you can have some fun with that. And plus, being able to change this card's block zone, very interesting. Now, the one thing I would say to remember is this needs to be a legal block at the time you play it. So if a card says you cannot use a mid block to block this attack, you can't use this regardless of its ability, because you need to play it as a block before you can change its zone, and it's not a legal block in your hand, so you can't play it to change the zone to be able to play it, if that makes any kind of sense. Overall, I am really excited to give this a try. I'm really hoping that Cameron is okay for the weekend after being at Louisville, and we can maybe try and give these guys a go, have some fun with each other. I'm very excited to see this. I think Luke is going to play this really well, and of course it is designed with Ryu in mind. I'll now move on to the Jamie and Chun-Li deck, and I am just so hyped. Let's take a closer look at this Chun-Li martial arts master. Back over to the collector's camp. We got this from the previous box, and this is a textured art. You can see the texture in the foiling. Absolutely love this alt art. Beautiful look. Ooh. Beautiful card. You can see the foil pattern just down the corner. Beautiful card. So hyped that I immediately pulled that. Let's see if we can make it 2 for 2. Now, I was told there is an 8% chance of actually getting this. So let's see if we can get another 8% off here. That means that roughly 1 in 12 of these packs will have 1 in. Now, I'm not going to bother with this again, but again, everyone is going to come from this. And if you're a new player, do give it a check out. It will teach you the basics of how to play the game. And then you can head over to uvsgames.com. They've got some learn to play resources there, as well as some more detailed breakdowns. And we have got some amazing star decks if you want to start off a little bit more basic. Let's check out this creator pack and see what we get in this one. So back over to the collector's cam. So collector's cam once again. I don't think we can top the Chun-Li off the pack there. So let's see what we get here. Starting off with a Tensho Kicks. Tensho Kicks. Luke Sweet. Not Now I'm Gaming. Street Hero. Shifting Gears. And an Unending Path. So we got an ultra rare alt art there to go with our amazing Chun-Li alt art. Now I wish we'd got this in the last pack, so it would have been there while we were talking about the Ryu deck, but we're not talking about Ryu now. We're talking about Chun-Li. So we have the Chun-Li and Jamie decks. Like I said, Jamie is the card that we got to show the alt art for, but we've already got the Chun-Li alt art, which was shown off by the amazing It's Anna Margaret and Auburn Alchemist. So the Jamie and Chun-Li decks come with Jamie and Chun-Li. Would you believe it? Chun-Li, as we can see from the amazing collector's cam, is a 6 hand size, 31 health. Once per turn, clear 1 kick from your card pool, ready 1 foundation, and your attack gets +2 speed. Response: after your attack is completely blocked, your rival freezes 1 foundation. Jamie, however, is a 7-hander. 22 health brawler, air, fire, water, as opposed to Chun-Li's air, order, water. Response once per turn. Response commit once per turn. After you play an attack, add 1 drink counter to this card. Tenacious. This attack gains +1 speed, +1 damage for each drink counter on this card. If your attack is completely blocked, ready this card. Just like the Ryu and Luke deck, this comes with 4 actions. The drive parry, 0 diff, 0 mid block, 4 control, infinite a symbol. Response: rival's turn. After your rival plays an enhanced ability on a foundation, cancel it. Response: after you play this card, ready 1 foundation. So you get to cancel and enhance and ready up 1 of your foundations. A very powerful move. Then we have the other attack that people have been very excited to see if it will come down. Is the Aerial Kokosho. Aerial Kokosho is a 6 difficulty, 4 high for 7, 2 mid block, 3 control with response from your hand, drive 1. Add this card to your card pool. After a completely blocked attack resolves, you may try to place attack from your card pool with -2 difficulty and +2 speed. So if your opponent completely blocks an attack, you can play this as a 4 difficulty, 6 speed for 7. You swap the speed and damage. You swap the speed and the difficulty essentially, and a very powerful ability this is. The other ultra attack in here is Breaking, a 5 difficulty, 1 high block, 5 mid for 5 with response, drive 1. After you play this attack, add 1 drink counter to your character or ready your character. So you can ready this up to ready up Jamie if you want to use it again in your opponent's turn, or you can just straight up get a drink counter. This is also useful in things like Bowie, who is a new Hackshaw character that has a form commit, give attack some stats. But you can check that out in our latest Great Universus Bake Off video, where we were looking at building a Bowie deck for the latest regionals. Arrow Kick is one of our rare attacks, 4 difficulty, 2 high, air attuned, 4 low for 4, 3 control. After you play this attack, it gets +2 speed, and if your character is ready, or 2 damage if your character is committed. After that, we have the 100 lightning kicks, 5 difficulty, 1 mid block, 4 mid for 5. Static ability. When this card is cleared from your card pool during the combat phase, your rival loses 1 health. This effect cannot kill your opponent. Stun 1 and response during your turn. Discard 1 card. After this card leaves your card pool, add it to your hand. So essentially you discard a card from your hand to replace it with this card, and it is a 4 mid for 5. Phantom Sway, 5 difficulty, 2 mid block, 4 low for 5. EX2, Blitz Drive 1, commit and freeze 1 rival foundation. So for committing one of your foundations, you can commit a rival foundation or you can spend a momentum. Then moving to uncommon attacks, we have Back Shaver, 4 difficulty, 2 low block, 3 mid for 4. Throw, which means even on a block, it still deals a bit of damage unless your opponent has a damage negating ability. And after this attack deals 4 or more damage, freeze 1 rival foundation. We have the Falling Crane Kick, 5 difficulty, 1 low block, 3 high for 6, stun 1 response. After this attack is blocked, your rival adds a top card of the deck to their card pool face down. Water just wants to stuff the card pool, it seems. Swagger Step, 3 difficulty, 2 low block, 3 mid for 4. If you have readied a card in your stage's combat phase, this attack is +1 speed, +1 damage. So if you have a break-in and you've readied Jamie, this comes in as a 4/5. If you played a drive parry, you get to do a 4/5. And then our last one is the Tensho Kicks. 4 difficulty, 1 high block, 4 high for 4. While this card is in your card pool, your rival's high attack get -2 speed. So some synergy there for blocks and making Fallen Skies feel really bad. And card pool, after your kick deals damage, your rival loses 1 health. That does not say you cannot reduce your rival below 1. So if you're able to deal damage with kicks, you're getting that additional 1 all the time, and that additional 1 can kill. So that is very powerful. Very excited to see how this is going to go down. I think breaking is going to only get better as time goes on. And I think Aerial Kokosho, as much as some people don't think it's a viable attack, I think is going to find a place in some very powerful air decks. Again, no assets this time, which is, again, really weird choice, but I can see it, but doesn't mean I'm a fan of it. Our ultra rare foundation is Dance of the Phoenix. 3 difficulty, 2 high block, 5 control with unique. Response once per turn after your attack is blocked. Your rival freezes 1 committed foundation. If your rival has 10 or more foundations, commit and freeze 1 rival foundation. So if your rival is at 10 foundations, they commit 1 and they freeze 1, and then you commit and freeze 1. A very solid card. Good to play quite late in the game. And Water, very good at denial of assets, it seems. Now, once again, it looks like all of our foundations are common. So seems to be the running theme of the deck. Our foundations are all commons. Our attacks are all uncommons, our rares. And then we have some ultra rares spread in. I don't know if that's quite the theming, but at least it's a bit interesting of a design choice. So we have Azure Kung Fu Instructor, 1 difficulty, 3 mid block, 6 control, sacrifice, add 1 kick from your discard pile to your card pool. So if you can put a 10-shell kicks in there, you can cause some serious trouble. Then we have Elegance and Beauty. This card annoys me so much because it is a 1 difficulty, 2 low block, 5 control, Water Attune, enhance commit. This attack is -2 speed. Very vanilla, very something we're familiar with seeing in the challenges as part of the speed reductions. It is a beautiful image of Chun-Li playing a traditional instrument. What I don't get is how this is a kick. I do not get how this is a kick, and it really annoys me that it is a kick. If someone can explain to me why this is a kick, then we want to one of the more powerful cards in the Commons Foundations. The Guardian Angel of Chinatown. 1 difficulty, 3 high block, 5 control, water attuned. Flip, after your rival plays an ability that reduces the damage of your attack, its damage cannot be reduced by rival effects this turn. So this led to a bit of confusion by myself and other people, because the way it's worded made me think that it got reduced, but then it couldn't be reduced any further. No, it just outright cancels all reduction effects, which means that your attack can only go up in damage. This is a very powerful card for Water to have. Then we move on to Hate's Lectures. This is a 2 difficulty, 3 high block, 4 control. After you play a kick card, it gains Breaker 2. So at the minute, that means we've got Dance of the Phoenix, Elegance of Beauty, possibly some other ones, and then whatever attacks have kick on them as well, which is going to be most of them for given how Chun-Li and Jamie fight. Then we have Inherited Will, 2 difficulty, 2 low block, 5 control, kick. Once per turn, remove 1 kick from your discard pile. This attack gets +2 speed. Shifting Gears is our Jamie Foundation. 2 difficulty, 3 high block, 3 mid block, 5 control, enhance. This attack gets +2 damage. If it's completely blocked, your next attack gets +2 speed on a commit cost with the air attuned. Street Hero. Street Hero is a 1 difficulty, 5 control, 3 low block, water attuned. Flip, add 1 card from your card pool to your hand. Only playable if you have blocked more than 2 cards this turn. Blocked more than 2 attacks this turn. So this is the new struggling with studies, but rather than you be able to DR or cause your opponent to rather than cause your opponent to drop attacks, you have to have blocked twice. You have to have blocked 2 or more attacks this turn. And the last card in the deck is the Young Boss of Chinatown. A 1 difficulty, 3 mid block, 5 control, air attuned, tenacious. Flip, after your rival combat phase begins, ready this card, giving you some very powerful defensive abilities. I am super hyped that we've got this. I'm hoping we see more Street Fighter. We've got a new movie coming in the next couple of years. We've got this lovely IP working with UVS again now. It's great to see Street Fighter back. This is their 11th product with us. Let that sink in a little bit. 11 products. That is such a hype amount. I'm super excited to see the future of this. If this does well, hopefully we'll see more Street Fighter. We'll see more of this kind of stuff come back in the future. Let me know, which one are you more excited to be playing? Are you going to be playing Ryu, Luke, Chun-Li, or Jamie? Personally, I was excited to play Jamie, but now I've got the alt art Chun-Li. I might have to give Chun-Li a go. Let me know in the comments below, and make sure if you are a fan, you do pick up this amazing playmat. The stitch edging, the detailing in the art. I cannot hype up this playmat more. It is, they're now smaller, they're more compact, easier to travel. The art style is beautiful all around the box. 100% win from this. These playmat changes, absolute win. Well done, UVS. I'm so excited to see the future of this, and I'm very excited to see TMNT dropping in only a few weeks. If you're not already signed up for the pre-release, head over to UGN, sign up for the pre-release, find your local store, get playing Street Fighter, get used to the game, because these guys have got a lot of support coming in TMNT, and I think this is going to be the start of a very powerful meta. I will catch you all at game night. Have a great time. Bye.